This is breaking news.
The commanding officer of the Force Investigation Division, and Deputy Inspector Joseph DeLeo, commanding officer of Housing Borough, Brooklyn. I am here to provide an update on an officer-involved shooting that occurred today in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, in which our officers were confronted with a dangerous and difficult situation and took decisive action to protect a mother and her children. The information I'm about to provide is preliminary and subject to change. At approximately 2:57 p.m., police were called to 108 Christopher Avenue within the Glenmore housing developments for a report of a domestic dispute. A female 911 caller stated that her father and her children was en route to the location and was known to carry weapons, including machetes and hammers. She reported that he was angry because another man had been watching their children, and she stated that he believed he was on his way to kill her. 2 uniformed officers were immediately dispatched to the location. When officers from Police Service Area 2 arrived, they entered the apartment with the caller and discovered that an individual, a 25-year-old male, was already inside. Within seconds of entering the apartment, the man brandished a knife from his waistband and moved towards the officers. One officer deployed his taser, but it was ineffective. The man continued to advance towards the officers and got within a few feet. A second officer then discharged his firearm, firing 2 rounds and striking the man in the chest. Immediately after the shooting, officers began life-saving measures and requested EMS to the scene. Thankfully, the woman and children were not physically injured. The knife was recovered at the scene. The subject was transported to Brookdale Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Both officers were removed to local hospital for evaluation. The entire incident is depicted on the officers' body-worn cameras. This investigation is ongoing and will be handled by our Force Investigation Division. I will now take some questions.
I have some on-topic questions. So with Dean Moses, New York.
Can you talk about the suspect's history? Does he have prior history of NYPD or any other mental health checks from the police department?
At this point, that is still under investigation by Force Investigation Division.
Any more on-topic questions? Eileen LaPalmer,
and you said it was the father of those children, being the ex of the woman who called for help?
That is correct.
And Linda Schmidt, Fox 5.
Just a clarification. So the woman with how many children are there?
There were multiple children in the apartment at the time.
Okay, she has multiple children? The woman?
That is still under investigation.
Okay, so she calls you, but she's not in the apartment? Is that right?
She initially called from the apartment and met the officers in the lobby of the building.
Okay, and then they went back up and then went into the apartment?
That is correct.
Okay, where he was with the kids?
That is correct.
Okay, just need a clarification on that.
Okay, I'm going to go to BBC.
If you can add to that, how did he get in the apartment? And was there an altercation in the apartment before police arrived?
That is still under investigation how he made entry into the apartment.
Any other on-topic questions? I'm going to go to Mac Rosenberg, Section Woods.
What, you may have mentioned this, but what did the woman tell officers about this man who was coming to the apartment specifically?
She believed that he was on his way there to kill her.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Can we
Thank
have any
you.
off-topics?
We'll grab it.
Any off topic?
No off-topics, sir. All right, folks, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a picture of the night for you guys. It's going on Twitter as well. Yeah.
His first name? Charles is his first name. This guy that just spoke.
Don.
Yeah,
What's
Next going to be going on social, guys.
what's the ID of the person?
Pending family. Don.
Everybody's 25.
you said? You said
25. Yeah, he's going to hold it.
Do we have ages of kids? Okay. But there's an off-topic thing too. Are you in conflict that
Anyone else want it? Yes. I'll go one by one, right?
Yeah, it was in one at this point.
the child was not shot?
Shot. She was injured still as a result of
That's the 11-year-old?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so who was shot?
It was a male that was shot.
Male shot, is he related to the child?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Stay away.
Total, this is not about.
I'll do you know, that was a 20-year-old child shot. I don't have, I don't believe.
This has been breaking news.